and I know 2 videos in one night. It's crazy. Um, there we go. This is a follow-up to another one of the very short videos I posted called A World Line in Fresnel Frame, or Frenet Frame. That's it, Frenet Frame. Yes, Fresnel. One guy's all about the lenses, one guy's all about the curves. So, Frenet frame, for those who don't really know or think about it, it's just a way of describing trajectories. It's the basis is sort of like you assume a circular orbit, and then you delineate your how much you're going off of that orbit as a way of sort of describing a trajectory or a path that a function might have, or et cetera, et cetera. But it's really, really useful because it simplifies, like, it turns a vortex basically into a simple like, you make things smaller and you start to get a vortex, and that's about what we're going to look at. Sort of, it's a different way of describing. Instead of like frequency going up, what happens is radius goes down, which makes frequency go up. If you have a circle or something spinning, right, as you shorten the string, it spins faster and faster. It's just that sort of elementary physics, but it's just a way of thinking about it different than sort of fields. It would be this is all about rotations. Anyways, so the principle of neutron decay cosmology, for those who are not familiar, so the equation that we're going to be using. For those who aren't familiar, can I turn this around? No. Not that I really want to be looked at. There we go. Of neutron decay cosmology is that as neutrons fall and contact the event horizon, which is a surface, because space curves and curves and curves, and then it hits this limit of where it's not curved anymore. It's actually going sort of straight, flat back into itself. Total internal reflection is the principle. So at that moment of total internal reflection, what happens is the energy, the information of the neutron basically takes that surface, which is all singularity surfaces. That's one singularity surface. This is a surface of time. So when you hit that surface, that information goes to the place of least energy in a deep void. So a neutron appears in a deep void. Neutron decays in a deep void and becomes monatomic hydrogen, which is very hard to see, or amorphous monatomic hydrogen first, and then monatomic hydrogen, and then everything else. And that's why we just can't see it. It's just not detectable. It's an undetectable form of hydrogen, essentially. It's WIMPs, is what the classical thing would be called. That's in my model. So the essential idea is that event horizons, like maxima and minima, contact at event horizons. When you hit the event horizon, you are immediately transported through 4 dimensions, let's say, using an Einstein-Rosen bridge, to a place, whatever the place is in the universe, of very least energy, because you don't get a choice. Nature is going to decide where you're going to come out of that hole, and it's going to be the place of least energy. It's got to be the physics of it. So that's the principle of neutron decay cosmology. And this curve is just sort of a way of describing this curve. And oh, darn it, unloaded. So as I load it again. So this curve, what I call the neutron decay curve, but it's a simple equation. It's very common. Boop. There we go. Smaller. There we go. And this just is like a little, simple minima to maxima curve thing. There's the equation. Curve is cos theta, theta, theta cubed. But in the structure of this, as we notice, look deep into the structure. That one coil, and I'll fix this to make it even more obvious in a second, but that one coil expands very, very rapidly to become this maxima, the biggest. But this is, in Frenet thing, this would be the actually lowest energy curve, because it's the least curviest curve. As you get higher and higher, tighter and tighter, you get higher and higher frequency, right? So this is like a big lazy one, relatively speaking. So pretty when it does that. Okay. And then there's this like slow, gradual attraction descent, like gravity M, back down towards that point of emergence. So we call 0 is event horizon, because like in all my diagrams, that's the way it works. We're sort of like, I've closed the space, so now it's an inversion. So maxima is in the middle and minima is at the edges. Okay, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna go like this and use a miracle of playing with math, and we're gonna turn that 2 pi, because that's the full rotation, is the 2 pi. 1 pi is the expansion, 1 pi is the contraction. Boop. And we'll call it world. I don't have my glasses. Pies. Boop. And it made the world line. Okay, so there we go. So that's one pi is from the minima. One really quick, this is what I would say would be the expansion of the neutron from 0 very quickly to most diffuse form. And then the rest, all those curves are the descent oops, it's going to 5. It's going to hold another rotation. No. My bad. Settings. See, there's also a lesson in GeoGebra through like incompetence. It won't do anything while it's thinking. That's the problem. It seems to still be thinking. I thought I shut it down. It's turning into a disaster video. Oh no. I deleted you. Can you not see I deleted you? I deleted you. So, yeah. There we go. I'm going to make that 0 so we don't have any craziness. There we go. See, it expands, but then then there's like so much longer journey back to the middle. Now we're going backwards in time, which isn't the way it works. It's always one direction. Tighter, tighter, faster. Hit maxima. Oh no, but now we got to fling ourselves back out to minima so that we can fall back to maxima. Stop it. See, it's like that tension between one side being almost instantaneous, the neutron decaying into amorphous hydrogen. Like this huge expansion takes a split second, and then it takes some arbitrary amount, but let's say 13.8 billion years, 14 billion years, probably less, to fall from deepest void to event horizon. And the crazy idea that sticks in my mind is that journey always exactly the same length? Does it have to be in a weird way? Like, we don't think of it, but does it have to be the same journey for everything in toto or not? Anyways, this is like one of my strangest videos, but hey, peace.